26.
All right. I'm great going to that one. Okay. That girl is a real crowd pleaser. Yo, 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 yo.
Okay.
Oh, that's another one.
Live at the Fire Nights podcast, man, and there's certain moments that you have when you do these things, and I think it's more the moment.
These guys came from Woodland, Delaware.
Where was you from?
Now,
from
who's
East
fighting
Side.
right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's fighting right now? Who's Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him. Let me see him.
Listen, man, it's your boy D-Mac, man. Fire Nights Podcast.
Let me see him. Let me see him.
Welcome, man. You're now rocking with the best. It's Fright Night, man. The best night of the week. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're vibing with us. It's the Live Legends, the One Take Titans, the Fire Nights experience. Welcome. A black perspective journey into sports, politics, current events, entertainment, you name it. Let's get it. It's your boy Coach, man. That don't really matter, man. But I present to you the world's greatest, often imitated, never duplicated. My man. The man you all know and love. Fresh with the fire, man. How you feeling today, bro? AKA Doug Fresh. All that shit. How you feeling today?
Feeling marvelous, man. As I always am on these Tuesday nights, man. My favorite night of the week. There will be some transitions coming. Some surprises coming. Stay tuned. We're going to let y'all know about some things going forward. But like I always do around this time on a Tuesday night, man, we want to start out in Bangor, Maine. Woo! All the way up to Barcelona, Spain. Woo! And to my bros, B. Matt and the Iceman doing their best.
My guys.
To make it all home from Bucharest. I want to give each and every one of y'all a hello and how are ya?
Absolutely, man. Even at 50%, man, we strong.
Yeah.
Even at 50%, we strong, man. This is what we do. Listen, we got a full ledger today. A little of this, a little of that. Walk with us. We appreciate it. Anybody tuning in, man, we appreciate y'all. You could be anywhere in the world, like I said, but you're taking the time out to listen to us. You vibe with us for a couple hours. We're going to get in. We're going to get out. Keep it short and sweet. Let's rock out. fresh as we normally do. What's got you on fire today, man? Anything got you on fire?
I'm gonna be short and sweet with this one, man.
You gonna be short and sweet with it?
Be short and sweet with this one, man. All I'm thinking, yeah, I'm gonna be short and sweet with this because one thing I do know about life is that it's more than one way to skin a cat, as my grandma would always say. It's more than one way to skin a cat.
Okay.
And if you only know one way to skin a cat, then you really don't know no ways to skin a cat. It's good to know one way, but I know you need to know some other ways. And if you think that your way to skin that cat is the only way to be right, that's the shit that got me fucked up. And then just to keep it light is a lot of people like to think that just because that's what they think, or that's how they were brought up, or that's their perspective, they think that is the absolute one particular truth. And like I would like to say to everybody out here is, there's a whole lot of ways you can get to the number 10. 5 plus 5, 2 plus 8. 40 divided by 4. That gets you to 10, am I right?
I guess you to 10.
If you a 5 plus 5 person, and you say the only way to get to number 10 is 5 plus 5, you're wrong about that. And that's the kind of shit that got me upset. I went past my filter of some cuss words. So I'm going to move on. But what I will say is there is not one person, there is not one scientific research study, there is not one group of people that speak for the experience that is black people. The black person, black people are a monolith, and we go from one end of this prism to the next. And if you think that any of those light scopes that is yours on that prism is truly the absolute truth, you got it wrong. And like I said, I'm going to keep it short, but that's the shit that had me fucked up. But I'm pretty sure we're going to dovetail into what had me fucked up.
We'll dovetail into a lot of things, man, because it always doubles back.
I just wanted to get to that part.
It always doubles back, man. Without a doubt, it always doubles back.
Before we go any further, let me give a shout out to OG Coop down in VA. I see you.
Coop.
Yeah, Coop. Just tell on checking, baby. I see you, Just. I see you, Just.
We going old school. We going Viking style, man. No background, no nothing, no filter, no nothing, man. You getting raw. We getting raw, unadulterated. This is what we do, man. We going back to our roots. This is what we do. And listen, for those of y'all that don't know, I don't know why you wouldn't know. Yes, we are live on Instagram. Yes, we are live on YouTube as we speak. We are the one take Titans, the live legends. That means there's no redos. We don't edit anything. What you get is what it is. It's raw, unfiltered. This is us. If you watch it later, that's taped. Right now, it's raw, live. This is what we do. We tackle everything. Human interest stories, current events. Like I said, this is us. This is what we do. We raw. So, with that being said, let's go with some quick hitters, Fresh. I want to go with some news real quick, man. I'm very, 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 very high on food and things of that nature in terms of what we're ingesting.
Yes, you
right?
are.
I'm big on that kind of thing. I want to inform my people. So with that being said, man, Japan just banned multiple cancer-causing kids cereal snacks and the reason why I'm high on this thing is that we consume a lot of things that other countries, quote unquote, have banned. Mm-hmm. And the reason that they're acceptable here is because we're eating a lot of pesticides, we're eating a lot of additives, preservatives, and I just like for people to know what they're eating. You could choose to eat what you want, but just know that a lot of the things that we are eating are banned in multiple countries, or at least the quote-unquote souped-up version of it. Look for things on your label. If you don't know what it looks like, just Google everything on the back of your label. I'm not the healthiest person in the world, but if I can help the next person avoid cancer or carcinogens in their body that would cause cancer, I'd like to do that. I'd like to say that, I am informative
Right.
to the next person.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I got a duty here. We crack jokes, we laugh. Everybody gonna get these jokes, but there is a duty to inform, and I like to kind of adhere to that to a little bit.
Well,
I like to adhere to that.
I ain't mad at that either. One thing I will say is that I have never been under the assumption that America has wanted the best for its American citizens. I've never been under the assumption to think that America is out here putting the best stuff forward for Americans. It's not. So me myself, when I see other places that have banned foods that we have been accustomed to for years, I'm accustomed to the trickery and the fuckery that goes on in America too. They don't care about us having cancer. They actually want us to have cancer because that means more sick people. That means more money flowing into the things that they have invested in, which is big pharma, big healthcare, and all those things go together. There are no such things as coincidences until you really have a real coincidence. And these things are not coincidences. The food in America tastes good, but it's very, 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 very damaging. Very damaging to you.
It's weird because I know, I travel often and I get this sort of thing when I travel where I don't like the food. And it's not like the food is bad. What I'm learning is that I don't have enough exposure to actual food.
Yeah.
This is actual food in other countries without all of the additives and preservatives, things such as, what I want you people to understand and look at your labels, look for what's called BHT, also known as, Jesus Christ, now this is going to test my mental acumen
Yeah,
here.
you be saying all the other smooth words. Say that.
Dibutahydroxylene is a lipophilic organic compound chemically a derivative of phenol that is used for its antioxidant properties. BHT is widely used to prevent free radical medicated oxidation in fluids, fuels, oils, and other materials as the regulation is overseen by the US FDA. Now, this is a cancer-causing ingredient. It's found in a lot of your favorite foods, your Rice Krispie treats, your Frosted Flakes, your everyday food that you probably take for granted. So just be conscious of that sort of thing, man. Especially you ladies, a lot of the hair products that you put in your hair, a lot of the dyes, a lot of the relaxers that you put in your hair. These are cancer-causing ingredients. That's just my 2 cents. You could say whatever, coach, or as y'all might know, whatever, Filbert. Fuck out of here. But
And that's fine.
that's just me.
Tell
You can't say, hey, what they say when the shit hit the fan, you can never say they ain't sworn me, Jack.
you can't say that these brothers ain't telling you nothing. So there it is.
I never lied to you.
Yeah,
I never lied to you.
Yeah, never lied to you.
I ain't never lied to you and ain't never gonna lie to you. Moving on. Listen, there was a serious story in the South, right? And this came across and I saw it and I was like, wow, I gotta let my people know. Whew. 215 bodies found in unmarked graves behind a Mississippi jail. Man. Not 15, not 115, 215 bodies found in unmarked graves behind a Mississippi jail. And of course, our guy
Benjamin Crump.
is on it.
He's on. He's on.
He's on it.
He's on.
He's on it, folks. Benjamin Crump is on it. Ben calls for an investigation. Civil rights attorney Ben Crump is calling for an investigation after 215 bodies were found buried in a cemetery behind a Mississippi jail. The Chicago Crusader reports that the remains were discovered in a pauper cemetery behind the Hinds County, Mississippi jail. The grave sites are reportedly marked with merely a metal rod and a number. Folks, if you have some missing people or loved ones buried in Mississippi, make sure that they're not there, because there are missing people that they found that were buried in that Mississippi quote unquote grave site, or what do you want to call that?
Potter's Field.
Jeez.
I mean, it's not a grave site because graves are properly marked, and actually people. I put it like, It may be a grave site, but a very crude grave site. If you want to call it grave site, that would be giving grave sites a disservice. You know, because there, like you said, there's a poll and a number that marks the people. You're not going to tell me somebody actually has a map that knows who these people are, that's marked by number 1 in this poll. Or even if they do, this grave site is very crudely put together, and it may include people who did not come from, well, I think they came from, the prison. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I'm assuming that a lot of these bodies have come from people in the prison. But like they're saying, some of these people are just missing people.
Missing people. That's the biggest thing. So listen, if you are in the Mississippi area, you have missing loved ones, check there. You never know. There's 215 bodies and presumably more. That's only the 215 reported bodies. There very well may be more.
One thing I will say, and I think I've been very consistent on this message, and I'm going to include these 2 states in it as well. I try to tell people to stay the fuck out of Russia. I've been telling people that. Stay the fuck out of Ukraine. But even closer to home, stay the fuck out of Mississippi and Alabama. And some of these places like Arkansas and kind of stuff like that. If you do not have family there that you're going to visit, or if you're not going to one of the several civil rights monuments marked, I don't know what kind of business you have in fucking Alabama and Mississippi, because all the stories we keep hearing, motherfuckers stealing from y'all already the poorest, and they keep stealing from y'all, putting y'all in potter's fields, and then y'all be so crazy from all the kind of stuff y'all going on, y'all faking kidnappings. What the fuck is going on in Mississippi and Alabama? So I just say, stay the fuck out of Mississippi and Alabama if you don't live there. And if you live there, I would say maybe leave out of there too, because I'm assuming a lot of those people were missing from Mississippi.
Right. People all across America are scratching their heads in disbelief about what's happening in Jackson, Mississippi, with this pauper's graveyard. Crump told a congregation at the Stronger Hope Baptist Church in Jackson last month. It went from talking about the water that was non-existent or contaminated to now we're talking about the graveyard. What is going on in Jackson, Mississippi, bro?
They went from we investigating water to we found bodies in the water, and now we think we may find more bodies.
It's a lot. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. So listen, do your due diligence, man. Check that out. If you are in that particular area, man, my heart and prayers go out to you, because for all intent and purposes, it looks like we got a catastrophe going on there, man. And I don't think this is just the beginning of that particular situation. There's probably going to be a lot of that particular jail is going to face a lot of scrutiny in terms of, they're going to be under a microscope, in my opinion.
I'm pretty sure that the water problem was the jail's water problem. So they was looking into that. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of knew that because like Mississippi and Alabama, they have been treating their prisoners so bad. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it didn't surprise me that there was a potter's field of unmarked graves, or quote unquote graves, behind a prison in Mississippi. I thought that might even be commonplace in Mississippi. Like, why would we try to spend money on trying to bury you dignified?
Right.
Why would we do all
in a dignified manner? Yeah.
Right. Why would we try to do all the stuff that we've been doing for all these years in Mississippi and Alabama? Why would we try to take funds from here and give it to?
How many? Let's look at it from a different way. How many dead inmates are among that 215? Abused or dead or misproperly treated inmates are in that 215.
I would definitely say probably closer to 200, but I'm damn sure not going to say, like they said, that all of the 215 bodies did not come from that prison. So now you was investigating the prison for water. Now you got bodies in the prison, on the prison grounds. Now so many bodies, you have to take the investigation outside the prison. It's sad, but it's crazy. This ain't going on in New York City. You got your own problems in New York City.
Absolutely.
You got your own problems, and I'm not absolving them of being problemless. But as far as I know, you're not having these kind of problems where it's just like gross misconduct, gross negligence, gross, pretty much what we've been on forever in Mississippi and Alabama.
Right, right.
You know, so I'm like, get the fuck out of Mississippi and Alabama, man. They don't like you. They roll you up and do some kind of crazy shit to you, and it's just not.
Once again, check us out on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter. Run them likes up. Don't take much to hit the button, man. Hit the button for you boys, man. Absolutely. Moving on. Did you see the courtroom high jumper?
Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Listen, your man missed his calling, bro. He missed his calling. He missed his calling.
Been in dunk contest this year.
Listen, I've been in his courtrooms, right? Not from the perspective of the defendant or the plaintiff.
Good.
I've sat now. That's just me. I'm you know.
That's a good thing to do.
I know what a courtroom looks like, and I know the obstacles in terms of a setup. The judge's desk is pretty high, right?
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah, the judge just is pretty damn high.
listen.
Didn't seem high.
Not to him, or not to us, because we typically, or to him. Or is it us or him?
Us.
Us? Okay, because
Being us. I put
Listen.
I put me in.
he cleared it. Not even in high jump form. He cleared it like broad jump form, like
Old school. You jump forward on the floor.
like
Chamber.
yeah,
I jumped in.
like Viking form, like listen.
This wasn't Fosbury.
There was zero technique with this. This was athletic ability, like because and I know it was just straight caveman form and not like the traditional form, because if you do the traditional high jump form, you kind of don't have the positioning to attack the target in which you even jumping in. He did this with the intent of saying, listen, I need to land blows or land shots on the intended target. And he pled his case prior to making the leap. He tried to plead with the judge. The judge wasn't having it. And son, with the leaping ability of our ancestors,
He chanted our answers on that.
listen, hey man, I know they better pick that man in the court basketball games. Hey, Stevie Thompson, hey man, throw that thing up. Just throw it up to him. Throw it up to him. For what I saw, man, he was elite. That's elite level athleticism.
Yeah. I can say this one thing for sure and for certain. Every law enforcement man, woman, or child that was in that courtroom, they should now either be fired or on desk duty in Alaska. So dress warm. Because I have been in a courtroom and I've seen the obstacles that they put in front of people. And like I said, well, a lot of times it ain't as high as you think it is, because they have, it's an obstacle. It's not as high as you think it is, because they think they have all the other proper security in place, so this will never happen. And lo and behold, dude jumps over the judge's table. I've never seen that in my life, because I've never seen anyone get that close to actually getting to jump over the judge's desk. I've never seen that. You will be taken
They
down.
cleared that joint.
Fast. You will be shot with rubber bullets or real bullets, whatever the bailiffs and law enforcement choose to prefer. But we will be taken
I'm happy that he
down.
wasn't. I'm happy that he wasn't taken down, like killed or
Well, here's the
forcibly bludgeoned to death.
I would assume, and I would probably,
Well, at least
be on that
publicly.
side, and I would be on that side, that would be one of the places that I would take it down. Maybe just,
Well, you could clearly say they was railing on him. Clearly.
Here, let's just say he was more resourceful than he was. Let's just say he actually had something else to do, something else with him besides just jumping over And he just wanted, like he said, quote unquote, I just wanted to hit the judge a couple times. You got that. What if he thought to play it out a little bit further than that? And actually got up there, had a knife on him, had a pen on him, or something like that. Because a lot of times when you're moving in court, you're shackled up. The only time you're not shackled or handcuffed is when you're actually having the court proceedings go on and you're sitting at the desk. That's why it's so crazy. Like, you sitting at the desk, when you standing at the desk, you got to walk around the desk. Oh, brother, where you going? Oh, no, I'm just straight going. Ah! So what is that?
You sound like you have intimate knowledge of this, bro.
Let's just say I've been in the courtroom.
A courtroom or two?
But now, I've been in the courtroom. What I'm saying is, and the people, and some people chiming in, they've been in some courtrooms too.
Okay.
And what I'm saying is,
Was you impressed by the athleticism or the planning? Which one was it for you? Listen, it was to me. It was the planning because he went from very, very docile and listen, man, I'm pleading my case too.
see, to me, it wasn't the planning. Me, it was the athletic skill because a lot of people have thought to do that to the judge. A lot of people have thought to do that to the judge. The deterrent is the motherfuckers who be standing around there with the guns and the tasers. You know, they're like, before I get up there, I'm not going to be able to do what I want to do. But a lot of times, if you was thinking about doing something to the, you're like, okay, well, I thought it out further than I'm just going to jump over this thing and hit her a couple times. Like, oh, you just mad. You ain't even met a judge. Now, if the judge really did something to you and you actually thought this thing out, you might have something in your jaw. You might have something in your ass you pull out. You feel what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And really do some damage to someone you just did.
Shout out to the comparable viewers, man, rocking with us, man, walking with us.
You just did.
Walk the experience, man. It's the experience. Walk with us.
You just did something crazy. Now, you just probably put 20 years on your buff. 20 at least. You might as well went up there and did something. That judge got up and was like, you know, she went away and all that, but I was like, for the amount of access you had to the judge, she should not have been able to get up because you didn't plan it out. That's what I say. I can't run on. I can't be down with planning. I have to be down with your legal ability because, like I saw,
Okay.
He did that almost armed. You know how hard it is to run, not using your arms.
Yeah, that's like your runners.
Yeah,
That's like your runners.
Like he cleared something for real with no, no Fosbury fly.
Right.
No arms,
Right.
no nothing.
Absolutely.
He got
Right.
that,
Right.
but
Cool. Listen, trying to tell you, keep it moving, man. We out.
fuck that back room.
I want to hit y'all to a story, man, of listen, I'm gonna keep my eye on this one. This one is a little different. First of all, I want to say shout out to my man Gabriel Villa. Right? You don't know who Gabriel Villa is?
I don't know Gabriel Villa.
Listen, Gabriel Villa is trying to pull off the ultimate. Listen, Gabriel Villa very well may be a Fire and Ice Hall of Fame inductee if this goes well for him.
Shout out AP.
Want to know what I'm talking about?
Please let the people know. Shout out Cam Benson. There you go. Shout out to the East Square Scar Line. Yeah, East Square 3616.
So listen,
Right.
Gabriel Villa is a man of a more distinct age, and you can take that for what it's worth. He is an older gentleman who met a younger woman, right? Married her. They were married for 20 years, raising a son, living a good life between homes in New York and France. It was all perfect except for one thing. His wife, Christina Villa, is her 90-year-old husband, Gabriel Villa, to nullify the divorce she never knew about and kept him from selling an apartment they shared. He had secretly divorced her just months after their wedding in an apparent attempt to shield his assets.
Motherfucker ain't shit. That motherfucker ain't shit.
Now I gotta turn my back.
Yo!
Now I gotta turn my back.
turn my back on my wife.
Listen. Son said, let me give you some backstory, and then I'll tell you what happened. The two met at a friend's house, quickly tying a knot in New York in a ceremony in 1994. She left her job teaching Italian literature at Boston College to be with the lawyer and travel agent more than 30 years her senior. He was absolutely charming, and despite her age difference, it was love at first sight, says Christina Villa. But all the while, Gabrielle was apparently hedging his bet she never knew about, let alone consented to a Dominican divorce, which was never registered in Detroit. What the hell does the Dominican Republic have? Within 4 months of them being married, the two went to the Dominican Republic, where Gabrielle Villa says he has this plan to hedge his fortune. Gabrielle Villa looks to take advantage of a Dominican law which indicated that you do not have to have both parties present for a divorce to be filed nor executed. The wife says in court papers she has no recollection of giving any authorization to anyone to proceed with a divorce or even thinking about divorce from the man she had just recently married. If legal authority was given, she was either surreptitiously impaired, drugged, or misled into giving it, court papers claim. Even though the couple didn't live in the Dominican Republic, Gabrielle launched a legal dissolution there. He hired lawyers to represent each spouse and cited incompatibility of temperaments as the reason for the split, Christina claims in a Manhattan Supreme Court lawsuit. Christina found out about it only in November when a tax bill arrived for their Manhattan home and her name was not on it. She hired a lawyer to investigate, only to learn that Gabrielle had tried to remove her name from the deed using the Dominican Republic proceeding as proof she was not an owner, she charges. Gabrielle is using an illegal and fraudulent divorce to rob her, Christina charges. She believes her husband wants to sell the apartment to her adult daughter, Marina Villa, who lives in Rome. One-bedroom apartment, one-bedroom condos, and the Midtown building sell for roughly $1.4 million. This is an ongoing divorce proceeding. Let's stay tuned. Hey, man, the best of luck goes out to Gabrielle. Let's see. My good man, if you pull this one off, you're old man now.
30 years her senior, right? You said 30 years her senior. She knew what was up. I, of course, knew what was up. But guess the fuck else who else knew what was up? Gabriel Villa. He said, oh, you want to marry me, huh? I didn't want to marry you. You were all, what, 30 years younger than me?
Listen, he was here for not a long time.
This may be Dominican Republic, DRC. They say you don't even need both parties to file or to have a divorce granted.
You don't even need both parties present.
That's what I'm saying. We didn't even know we was on rocky terms.
Nah, you on totally different. You listen. You are on the playa, as they call it in the Dominican Republic, playa, which are called, playa is called the beach of, you on playa Punta Cana or playa Cabarete or playa Santo Domingo, and he is handling business, getting you out of there.
Shout out to Sister Kia Hill. That's great. You can just go to the Dominican Republic, say, I ain't feeling my wife. All right, cool. You want a divorce? Yeah, you know what? Yeah. And you can go and get divorced. But the crazier, more diabolical and crafty thing was, he thinks he knows that the divorce is final. He goes on for several years.
fake. Listen, I love you. Like mind you, this was not a jet set wedding though. They had a child. They had a child. This was a successful wedding.
20-some years old.
Listen, he hedged his bet. Now, mind you, he thought this was a young fling that he needed to get out of. Look, as one of the great viewers said, he just wanted them young guts, man. Did what he had to do to get it. Must have realized it wasn't good.
Yeah.
As he thought, and handled business. Nigga said that blue pill got cats wild. Listen, they multiple colors the blue now, right? Ain't just the blue. They blue, gray, red. There's multiple pills out there now. Yeah, the OG is the blue. The OG is the blue. The OG is the blue. I might be headed for the subscription soon, man. I'm getting a little up there, man.
Oh, man.
I might be headed for the. Hey, listen, you can't take them chances, man. Listen, man.
It happens, man.
It happens, man. You know. But listen, shout out, hey Gabriel. We keeping an eye on you, man. If you pull this one off,
You got a Hall of Fame spot.
listen. If you pull this one off, and listen, let me go ahead and recall and remind who the current Fire and Ice Hall of Fame is.
Shout out to them Blues.
It's not a lot. It's a lot. Listen, the Fire and Ice Experience Hall of Fame is not a crowded place. It's only reserved for the most exemplary of individuals. Johnson for his exemplary cheapskate mastery of the financial arts. Aquaman for his exemplary and his cause is black activism on the spot. And we don't even know this man's name, but we know his mother. The soccer man's mom, who suggested his son to put everything in her name during his early stages so that it was not subject to any sort of divorce proceedings or any seizures.
You see a theme with what we got going on here.
He's a very chauvinistic.
Yeah, but you have to be really crafty.
You have to be exemplary and crafty and forward thinking.
I didn't even think about that. You went there like, wow.
Yeah, listen, Gabriel, listen, we watching you, bro. We watching you. If you pull this off, bro, it's a spot. We got you.
We got you. I'm gonna get you.
We got you.
Gabrielle.
We got. Listen, that's the summer look. That's the Fire and Ice summer look.
No, you can find.
If you pull this off, that's the Fire and Ice summer look. Period. So fresh. Before we go on, let's properly listen. This deserves you. Listen, Birdman rubs hands. How you feel? You know where we going? Rubs hands like Birdman. You need a shot for this one?
I think everybody.
I think this is appropriate, man. I think we need to play this because this might be appropriate because of what was going on. And I think he deserves this. Because this was a diss record, a 2.5-hour diss record. Listen, this was a 2.5 diss record / comedy special we didn't know we was getting.
But we got it.
We got it.
Oh, we got it.
Oh, we got it, bro.
Who it come from?
Cat Williams, man, versus everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean everybody.
If you're not his kid, take cover.
Listen, small man, big words. Your thoughts, bro?
Cat Williams. What they always like to say, That's the interview that we didn't know we needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have seen a lot of interviews. We've seen some stuff that's funny. We've seen some stuff that's poignant. That right there was a 2.5 hour, almost, comedy special. It was an unofficial comedy special. Oh man, they had one-liners out the wazoo.
I got memes and one-liners for days.
He's got some very significant.
Shout out to the viewer. Ashraf Hakimi is his name. That's our guy. Shout out to his mother. His mother is the real hero.
Yeah, that's probably Kimi's mama. But when you sitting down and listening, and you sit down and
He said blue chews. You could do like 5 cent pop.
You might as well get some Nugetics then.
Hey, what at 3 o'clock in the morning? Frank Thomas and Doug Moody.
You still looking good.
You still looking good, man.
It's Nugetics.
Doug Flutie still got the rocket on. Proceed, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm tripping.
Man, Cat Williams, everybody, he took a flamethrower to everybody that wasn't in his camp and wasn't Taraji P. Henson or different people, individuals. There was some things that was said in there, man. I was like, oh man. I'm pretty sure those people wouldn't like to hear what he was saying. Then there's some gray area to some of the stuff that he said. I'm like, oh, I can believe that. Or if I didn't, if it wasn't substantiated, I'm like, that's cool. So a lot of things that he said were even based in the truth. So wasn't it not only funny as a motherfucker, some shit was based in the truth.
Listen, let me tell you something.
I do want to say this, though, before I go forward. And I want to agree with Sister Dana on this. There was a bit of malice.
Oh, yeah.
Or ignorance.
Oh, yeah. No, I don't want to say ignorant because he's very much in the know. There's nothing ignorant about it. It was filled with malice because he said, "Hey, listen, you don't get to determine my response to my experience with you, in response to your negative treatment of me."
That is true.
Now, could he have gone about it with a little more couth and? Could have, yeah. But did we expect that from Cat? Has Cat ever been, quote unquote, super respectful or, like, have we expected like some poignant? He's always been very curt and to the point.
Yeah, now that part I'm cool with. Overall, I thought the shit was a plus. He's on a comedy tour right now. Stick a pin in that. He's on a comedy tour right now. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, him saying what he says, that's Cat being Cat. I ain't necessarily disagreeing with everything he's saying. I know everything he said is not 100% true. I do know that part. I do know everything that he said is not 100% true. So it's not like, protect Cat Williams at all costs. Slow your roll. Slow your roll. Some of the things that he spoke on with his chest out and convincingly, all of those things aren't truths. Some of those things are his opinion. Now, a lot of people may agree with his opinions, but all of those things that he spoke on aren't truth. He dropped a lot of gems. He spit a lot of bars. But
This was equivalent to the game's 96 bars, 94 in the world. How many bars he spit?
100 bars.
This was equivalent to going to Flex and going ham.
Exactly. But that don't make every bar you spit in your rhyme and that 100 bar massacre real. Or it don't make every bar you spit in that 100 bar freestyle fluff. You feel what I'm saying? Some of it is just, I'm putting 20 on 5. Some of it is how you see it, maybe not how it's seen from everybody else. And that's one point I want to talk about when he was talking about Kevin Hart. I ain't speaking about all the other
Okay.
I want to speak on Kevin Hart.
Talk about it.
and a little bit about Steve Harvey. Not all the shit.
Talk about it. Go. Nigga, hey, listen. It's only 8:47. Go.
The part that I still have never understood. He reiterated it just over the weekend in his Club Shay interview. But he's always talked about what Kevin Hart did, and they pushed him to the line and all that kind of stuff. Me being a person who probably would take Cat's way of looking at the Hollywood, and I would like my freedoms. I agree with. I ain't selling my. I'm not going to do certain things to appease you that would make me mad in my personal life. I get that part. I agree with that. But one thing I will never be is mad at the person who did.
Mm-hmm.
If you was the person that said, well, all right, we got a position here. I got two of y'all. Matter of fact, one of y'all up for it.
Okay.
Which was Cat Williams.
It seems like in multiple instances.
Cat Williams was the person that was supposed to be Kevin Hart. They wanted him to be Kevin Hart. He just said, nah, for whatever reasons, and he stated a lot of them. I don't like how y'all doing Hollywood, and that's fine. All right, cool. So when you say you don't like how you doing Hollywood, guess who Hollywood don't have to deal with? You say, oh, you don't like how we do in Hollywood? Well, this is how Hollywood do. Right. You're probably going to have to go an independent route. Now, I'm not saying you can't get your money off your independent route, but he's been on tour ever since he's turned down those opportunities. Mm-hmm. But it seems like he's mad at people.
Wait. Let me add to that.
Okay.
On tour and doing other things as well, because he's had prominent roles in TV and movies along with being on tour. Proceed. It's not like you're forced to.
No problem.
Proceed.
No problem. I would assume he would like to be in Kevin Hart's position, where Kevin Hart's.
Wait. Because you can't assume that, because he's already passed that up. So you can't assume he wants to be in that position. You can't assume a man wants to be in a position that he's passed up.
But he keeps daggering and throwing shots at Kevin Hart for taking the position that he passed up.
Right.
Taking it so much further. And I believe Cat could have took it the same places.
But we don't know. That's an unknown variable.
No, we do know Kevin Hart did take it there. And I think he's mad that, oh, man, that was supposed to be me. You're right. It could have been you.
Wait. Stick a pin in that. Mm-hmm. Pause right there, because if he felt that way, he would have conformed and said, okay, all right, hey, I'm willing to do X, Y, Z.
That's what I'm saying. Proceed.
I'm willing to do, but to him, it seems like I'm not willing to do X, Y, and Z because it entails certain things that I don't want to go along with.
And that's, like I said, I would probably pick the Cat Williams box. That's more where I align. You know how I like to live my life. You feel what I'm saying? Hey, I'm not sure if I could do
Fresh.
I don't know if I could do the Kevin Hart thing. Now, I would not be mad if I was Cat Williams and Kevin Hart became Kevin Hart. Because me over here, guess what? I still get to smoke my weed. I still get to go places that he probably can't go. Do things that he probably can't do anymore. And that's fine. There is a trade-off.
Do you think one is more of a superstar than the other, or one is more profitable than the other?
I know,
because a superstar is a superstar. World renowned is world renowned.
I know one is clearly.
Be careful. Better in what?
Well,
more marketable than the other?
One is more marketable.
Okay, or
you said one is more what was
more profitable?
Marketable and profitable.
But that doesn't mean better.
It kind of does mean better.
Okay, explain that.
Now, all these people are talented. Like I said, you was the dude that was supposed to get all this, so it's not like it's not.
Who is funnier to you? Because as a consumer, at the end of the day, does how much either one of them matter to you? Because the bottom line for you is, I'm on my couch with my dip in my chip. I'm on my couch and listen. I'm on my couch with my dip in my chip and my shot.
You're saying to me. Now I say I like them both because I don't spend a whole bunch of money on promoting them or going to see them at all. But there are people who do spend a lot of money and invest a lot of money on either one of those people.
So wait. So the money that they're making, it just depends on the bottom line you're spending.
No.
Who are you spending your money to go see?
You talking about who I'm going to go see?
Yes, because that's all that matters. You're a consumer. We're not dealing with who sold the most tickets, who made the most movies. We're only dealing as pure consumers. Who's funnier?
I think they both pretty funny.
If that's your answer, that's your answer.
Because actually, I put it like this. Recently, it seems like Kevin Hart has been funnier. But when, like for a couple Johnson there, I was like, man, I ain't gonna say fell off, but like, he wasn't that funny. And Cat was knocking shit down.
I've always thought both of them were equally as funny.
You too.
I love both of them, which creates a conundrum for me because I love them both.
What?
I think they're both fucking hilarious.
But it's not about who's hilarious. It's not about that. Like you said, it's about marketing.
Well, for me, I don't care about marketability.
Cut the check.
All I want to know is where are you and do you have a project out that I can laugh at? That's all I care about.
Let me put it.
I'm a consumer.
Now let me put it to you like this. Both of them are equally. We both agreeing.
Who funnier, man? Who the funniest nigga out there, man? At the end of the day, who's the funniest nigga out there, y'all? Who the funniest nigga out there?
Kevin Hart. And for the sake of this,
I like to think it's my guy, man. My new guy is Deion Cole. That's my guy.
Old guy too. He been out anyway. If you look, for the sake of this argument, if Cat Williams and Kevin Hart are both equally talented, and I'm saying Cat Williams was the person picked before Kevin Hart to be Kevin Hart. They both were equal. When you looking at, okay, if these people are both equal, we splitting hairs, ain't we? We split hairs around here. When we go to
if they both equal,
matter of fact, I want to say at the time when Cat was presented these opportunities, he was further than Kevin Hart. So they
but wait. Let me add a Cat, because even at that time, we don't know the inner workings of Hollywood or whatever, what goes on at that time. I don't really care. I just want to know, yo, that nigga's funny.
Let me get back.
Because that's all that matters. I don't care what your contract says. I don't care. I just want to know who's funnier and do I have more opportunities to see you at that particular time.
You're saying it from a consumer standpoint.
Because that's all I got.
Now I'm coming.
Can you talk from a boardroom standpoint?
I'm speaking to you from why they don't fuck with a Cat Williams perspective when you were supposed to be Kevin Hart. They both were the same talented, or I would even say at the time, Cat Williams was even further than Kevin Hart. Will we agree on that? When he was higher than Kevin Hart was.
He was hotter.
Gotcha.
He was hotter.
So when they offered him the same things they ended up offering Kevin Hart down the line, he said no. Gotcha. Now,
are we gonna dive into why, or because that's funny?
I was gonna go to why.
Because that's funny. That's where a lot of shots get fired.
What I was gonna say is, when you have two people that's necessarily the same people, but you have someone who fucks up your business or makes your business look bad, or makes your brand look less than.
How? Because that's important. That's important.
Okay.
How does one make the brand look bad? How?
Well, one of the things I think would have made anybody's brand look bad is when Cat Williams fought a 15-year-old.
Okay. So the 15-year-old, what up, B Stu? What's good, bro?
And
I see your Steelers made it.
And I would assume,
I know you feeling some kind of way.
Assume the people who run a family game show that's internationally based wouldn't pick someone fighting 15-year-olds as the face of their brand.
Would you pick someone as the face of your brand who's going through a very extremely public, messy divorce and cheating scandal?
He was already picked, and and what I'm saying is,
because neither one of them was perfect.
Got you, but Cat Williams has already been pushed out by the people. He's already rubbed them the wrong way.
Okay.
I don't even know if the person you speaking of, and we know who speaking of, has rubbed industry people the wrong way.
There's a huge difference. There's a guy that is, oh yeah, I want all that. Yeah, let me get all that. Let me get all that. Okay. Squeaky clean, cut a promo. Yeah, give me that. Let me get all that. That's Kevin Hart. And I don't listen, Kevin. Listen, I do not in any way, shape, or form fault you for doing what you did. I do not fault Cat Williams in any way, shape, or form for taking the stance that he took. Because at the end of the day, I think that both are necessary for the progression of the quote unquote black comedian.
Yes.
I think both are necessary because you have to have both roles. Because for every Dave Chappelle who balks at the system and runs away from it, there is a quote unquote Steve Harvey that says, yeah, let me get all that. I'll take all that. Game shows, hosting gig, let me get all that. So, who's to say that person's a sellout, that person's real?
Right.
It all depends on what you decide you want to stand for.
Right. Now
Both are quote unquote advancement.
mm-hmm.
Both are advancement. One is an independent advancement and bucking the system. One is a status quo, roll with the system, play the game. I listened to him this morning. He even alluded to, he's not going to speak directly to Cat, but he's going to make inferences and he's going to say things. And he alludes to playing the game. He's playing the game that Cat did not want to play, and he avoided. Which one is right? Which one is wrong? That's a question for only for those who in that position to decide.
Well, that's where I say I have a problem with Cat Williams. Say like, oh, you sellouts and this and that. I'm like, hold on.
No. I think it's hilarious because I had a ball watching his 2 hours of protecting his asshole and keeping his penis clean for 20 years. That's funny to me.
I thought it was funny. When he said those type of things, but I was like,
B Stu, give us 30 minutes, man, before we get into that football shit, man. I know you heavy Steelers. Give us 30 minutes, man, and we gonna get into it.
But what I will say is that when you're mad at somebody for them doing right, the only thing you can do is discredit what they did or how they did it. And that's really like, oh man, you sold out. You ain't sell out. First of all, I don't even know that Kevin Hart sold out because he got kicked off the Oscars. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
How's that sellout move? Sellout moves don't get kicked off the Oscars. He's like, no, I'm not apologizing. So how can I be? I'm not apologizing for the shit I said. You can't. If you don't apologize, you cannot host the Oscars. I'm not apologizing. So how soon we forget that? I'm not apologizing. He didn't host the Oscars, did he? I'm like, y'all believe that's industry plan? Cool. Okay. Move on to, I ain't saying all aspects of Steve Harvey, but the part we was touching on. Just imagine if you was approached by Disney, who owns Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Disney, who owns Marvel.
Mm-hmm. Man, talk to me. Now we talking. Talk to me. Put me in a bind. Put me in a position. Pause.
I love your artistry and the way you put stuff together and all of that. But I had kind of seen your show one night, and I was just kind of wondering. We don't want you to stop your show.
Right.
But could you stop cussing and stop drinking and all that kind of stuff on the show? You might say, man, that ain't nothing for me. I'll do that in a heartbeat. That's not even selling out.
Because I've done it. You know why? Because you've watched me do this here to a degree, right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
But you also know me and you. What else did I say, though? What else did I say?
Flores.
Nah, no, they know it's for. I said clean. What's the rule?
This is what I'm saying. So, I didn't even talk about my particularly. I'm talking about Disney.
But since you're asking my opinion, we gotta personally, and we're gonna talk about that, we're gonna talk about the dress. But we gotta immerse ourselves personally in it.
Okay.
Because if you ask me my opinion.
Okay, well, Disney.
Mm-hmm.
Disney came to you and said, this is your chance, you get to work in Marvel, but you gotta stop some things that you're gonna do. And if they asked you that, I know you would say, yeah, I'm cool with that. Guess what some people would call you?
A sellout. A sucker.
Exactly.
Industry plant.
Right.
A mark. Illuminati. All that.
But what I'm saying is, I don't think people understand. I'm like, do you understand this is Disney? Or somebody really high up.
This could produce generational wealth.
Damn, this is family oriented.
No, because all I'm looking at it from the standpoint of is dollars and cents.
Right.
That's what it comes down
Looking
to.
at it from your standpoint. Nobody's looking at it from the standpoint of the studios or these people who own the stuff. They're like, if we put Cat Williams on, hypothetically, he could bomb our movie.
But here's the question.
No, that's the truth. If he goes to fight another 15-year-old, he will. Not only will they start fucking with him, they will start fucking with us because we fucked with him. That's how that goes.
Has that happened?
That's what happened to Cat Williams.
What
That's
happened?
why he's been on the outskirts, touring on his own.
How's he been now? Like, but let's look at it from this perspective. Has anything?
He's mainstream. He is nowhere near doing what mainstream people do.
I 100% disagree with that. Because has he done anything that has bombed to you?
Hold on. Bombing, not bombing.
Okay, so, whoa. Time out. Whoa. We're talking.
Netflix. Then if he could, where Cat Williams is at.
We're talking.
You understand what I'm saying?
Cap, like he said, I have 19 Netflix specials. He has been on My Wife and Kids.
2 or 3 times.
Doesn't matter. That's an Emmy-winning performance.
No, not on
I'm sorry.
No.
That is one of the better performances in that show's history. Atlanta is a Emmy-winning performance.
Yeah, so yes, yes.
And you can say for that episode, but it's an Emmy-winning performance. He has been in. He had that anything that he's been in has been a hit.
I cannot say that.
Say when you can't say it.
Tracy Morgan Show. He was on all 6 episodes of the Tracy Morgan Show. You don't even remember the Tracy Morgan Show.
But was he funny? Was he funny?
The show flopped. What are you talking?
No, was he funny? I'm not asking you, did the show flop? Was he funny?
What I'm saying.
But we're not talking about the Tracy Morgan Show. We're talking about him.
I'm trying to say why they don't fuck with Cat Williams is because he's done shit that made him not marketable. He ain't because he's not funny. And that's why
Okay, so let's distinguish. We're talking about 2 totally different things. You are absolutely right in terms of if a studio looks at him and his troubles with the law, he is a risk. 100% correct.
So stop right there.
But two things can be correct at the same time, though.
These are the people.
Can two things be correct at the same time?
That's thing.
Is that nigga funny as a motherfucker?
I never said he wasn't funny.
So can 2 things be correct at the same time?
Yeah.
All right, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Because you're arguing one thing, I'm arguing another thing.
Maybe I hear like.
Let's not. I don't want to.
Kevin Hart, they both funny, but the reason why him and Kevin Hart are in the same places is more because of what he did.
Is it choice? It sounds like it's choice, according to him. According to him, it sounds like it's choice.
More choice to what he did. I'm like, you want personal freedoms? I'm for that. You know me. I'm for personal freedoms. But I'm not mad at the person that said, okay, we the Yankees, we got to shave? All right, cool. You know, I ain't playing for the Yankees at all because I ain't shaving. But I ain't mad at the man who does. Because they still over there playing baseball at a high level. They still succeeding. They got men that's over there doing good. They just shaving. That ain't me. So I would be, I'm getting still there on some buster shit. Nah, they just still cash like mine cash. I wouldn't be mad at that. But Cat Williams is. That's the everybody.
You think he's mad?
I know he's mad.
Or do you think you know he's mad? Okay.
Because he came off as mad. Now, he may have came off as tempered, but he came, because he's been saying a lot of this shit for years. You be mad you keep saying this shit for years. You've said the same shit about Tiffany Haddish, Ricky Smiley, Kevin Hart, Steve Harvey. It was Michael Blackson. You've been saying the same shit for years. You just brought it all together and said it for 2 hours straight, and they're like, oh shit. You've been saying the same shit for years. Motherfuckers been stealing jokes and all this kind of shit. You have been. So you have to be mad to keep reiterating it, or you will be over it by now.
Okay. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. The dress, man, the symbolism. Is there any symbolism behind the dress, or is that just a trumped up just trope that a lot of unsuccessful or unfavored comedians lean on?
You know what, man? I was too fast in my fat.
Hold on, before you go, thoughts. The dress, is that a industry thing, or is that just a industry trope for unsuccessful, frustrated comics to lean on to justify their non-success?
That's not just unsuccessful comics who lean on that. That was part of my Fresh on Fire earlier. And like I said, I moved a little bit faster because actually there were some people out there telling me, "Oh, you should never wear a dress." As a man, I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" I'm like, "Oh man, the images and this and that." I'm like, so you gay now because you've seen somebody in the dress? No, I ain't gay. Okay, so why the fuck do you think I'm gay or anybody else? Why? Okay, it's damaging. Okay, so you're damaged by seeing all these dresses. No, I'm not damaged. Okay, so hold on. Tell me what happened to you with all these instances of black males wearing dresses. Because I've been just fine seeing all these black males in dresses. I've been just fine. I've seen black males in dresses that wasn't on TV. And I've been just fine. I don't understand what all this damaging and this and that. Like, so that's more damaging than shit you see in real life. If it's more damaging, for whatever reason, you can't decipher between the art and what the people got on, the costumes. I'm like, then there's another one. I'm like, okay, everybody want to bring up Medea. Everybody brings up Medea as the man wearing a dress. I can tell you nobody brings up Martin Lawrence and Shanae.
Actually, he did.
Who did?
Actually, that because he said.
Let's say who did? Cat did?
No, Cat brought up the fact that, you promised me we wasn't going to be in a movie with a dress, and then boom, you tried to get me in a movie with a dress. It wasn't necessarily a Shanae reference, but it was more of the Big Mama's House where he was up for that particular role, and he bowed out of that role because of his feelings towards the connotation that the dress represented in the industry.
Cool, that's his connotation, his perspective, and his truth. The gentleman Brandon T. Jackson who played it, I don't look at him with trepidation like he likes Bootsy.
Can I add something?
Please.
Brandon T. Jackson has contradictory interviews where initially when this interview came out, of course he refuted it. Man, not right, blah, blah, blah. But of course the internet never forgets. Al Gore's internet never forgets. There's an interview where he says, yeah, Cat, we and him had a conversation, and he tried to warn me about this particular situation, and he tried to tell me, listen, they're going to offer you blah, 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 this, that, and the other, and he says, he alludes to that particular conversation where he says, I should have listened to him.
Okay, that's what you say, and that's fine.
No. Don't say, no, yeah,
that's what you say.
There are two interviews, one from years ago, and then the most recent one where, of course, everyone is reacting to what Cat is saying. So the reaction to what Cat is saying is now getting people in the position where now, of course, the internet never forgets, and their old videos are being brought up of everyone. So you said it's here, but here you said this.
Right.
And
got you. And I didn't want to get off to Brandon T. Jackson because, like I said,
No, it's not about Brandon T. Jackson. I'm just saying this is.
Speak about Martin and shit.
But this he was one of the individuals that may have went unnamed, but overtly that's who he was referring to.
But what I'm saying is,
Yes, he regrets putting on the dress.
I'm not talking about Big Mama's house. Martin had her dress in Martin.
Right, I agree.
Shanae.
That was a prominent character, like Wanda, absolutely, like Jamie Foxx and Wanda.
And Mother Payne. So what I'm saying is, for whatever, he played 2 women in Martin.
He played 2 women, prominently, 2 extremely funny women.
So, for whatever reason in Martin, it was fine. But in Big Mama's house,
Whoa, when you say it was fine,
what do you mean?
well, he might have felt like it wasn't fine then. Because hold on. Let's paint the picture. Because he said, if this man said he had the conversation with Martin, and he said, "Hey man, we definitely could do a movie. I want to. You're my idol. I just don't want to put on a dress." Cool, I got you. But when the script comes across and it is, well, we both wearing dresses, I don't want to do that.
Well, he wanted him to play a part. That's what I'm saying. You make this part, I can get you next part. Right. But that's what I'm saying. The parts go for that. That's what I'm saying. And he's like, oh, I don't wear a dress. You don't see the humor in it. I'm like, that's fine. But you can't pick and choose and say Medea is wrong and Martin is right. Because Medea did the same thing Martin did. But you go at Medea, why should you go at Martin? I've heard no references to Wanda from when it comes to Jamie Foxx. When it comes to Cat Williams.
Yeah, I don't think you're gonna get him.
But I've heard him talk about Ricky Smiley, and that's why I was like,
well, it's a personal iron with Ricky Smiley and Tyler Perry.
The board.
No, you're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. 100%. Yeah.
So
yeah, you're 100% right.
Addressing every instance of this across the board, that makes me think that, oh man, you pick and choosing.
No. I listen.
Picking and choosing.
Listen, the interview to me, the interview doesn't scream picking and choosing. It screams that you definitely. It screams that you had an agenda with a few people, but picking and choosing.
You picked and choose those people you had an agenda with.
Well, geez, first it was a lot of people he picked and choose.
But some of the reasons why you had agendas with these people is other people over here you didn't pick shit with. Like that's why I brought up Mark. I'm like, oh, you talk about Medea and who was Tyler Perry put on? I said, Tyler Perry is a whole fucking universe. He actually was in negotiations to buy black entertainment television. He's literally trying to put on all black people. Why would you even say some shit like that? But I digress. So that's why I think, oh, he's talking about Medea. He's trying to put on all black people. He ain't got a whole fucking universe of sisters, the Oval, all that kind of shit, House of Pays or Sister Living, putting on all black people,
right.
which Cat Williams denied and lied about.
Whoa, when you say lie, let's be clear, because I want to make sure that we're clear about it.
He said, who was Tyler Perry put on?
He said that none of those actors are recognizable at all.
That's fine with me. I tell you what, they wouldn't even be that. They wouldn't even have a spin
Okay.
if it wasn't for Tyler Perry. I didn't know LeVan Davis. I didn't know Tamela Mann. I didn't know a lot of these people.
Okay.
Tyler Perry put them on.
Boom.
So that's the definition of put them on.
Because once again, I go back to as a consumer, because he's speaking to recognizability. He's speaking to these characters' recognizability to whom? To me and you as a consumer. And I agree with you. I know who Tamela Mann is. I know who his characters are. I know who what's his name is from House of Pain. I know who the black ass nigga
Lance Gross.
I know who Lance Gross is. I know who that nigga is. Yeah, I know who them niggas is because of Tyler Perry. So yes, that is wrong. I don't agree with that. There's a lot of shit that he said that I don't agree with.
But that's what he said. Who did they put on? I'm like, okay, fuck who he put on. Who the fuck did you put on? Don't worry, I'll wait.
So what's the put on? Let's define put on, because I'm glad you said that. Let's define put on. What does put on to you mean?
Now, Put on to me is you might be already doing something, but then somebody gives you a shot and you get way bigger than that.
Okay.
Now, mind you,
So that's no one.
I'm not saying. I'll put it like this.
With you.
I'm give you
That's no one.
no. Nah, somebody can come in here right now and put us on, but we've been doing this.
No, but somebody can put us on to a different audience and a different level.
That's putting us on. You're putting us on to a different audience.
Who? So no one.
No. You said nobody can put us on, or
No, I'm saying he didn't put anybody on.
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Cause I knew who Lunel was, I knew who Melanie Camacho was, I knew Red Grant, I knew all those guys.
And I don't see nobody new associated.
Yeah,
with
they're not superstars. That doesn't mean that they're not ridiculously funny, but they're not superstars.
Let me make a disclaimer. I'm not saying any of these people aren't funny. I'm saying all these people are funny and all these people are talented. What I'm saying is some of these people made choices that they don't like. You feel what I'm saying? And then they start saying shit. Just because you said what you said, and you say it with a bit of conviction, people say, "Oh man, all of this shit is right." I'm like, nah. When I actually sat down and listened to all of it, I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but all the shit that he said ain't right. And some of the shit that he said that ain't right, it comes from a place of hate. It comes from a place of hurt. It comes from a place that will make you say something malice about somebody and don't say shit about somebody, and they're actually in the same group.
Okay.
And that's what I'm saying, like, ho. Protect Cat Williams at all costs. I ain't saying hurt the man or help the man.
Nah.
I ain't saying that at all. I'm saying we said was funny as hell. We needed that interview, but please believe me, a lot of the shit that he said was cap, or at least in a great area.
Or came from a place of anger or malice.
And let me say, the anger and malice that where it came from was more self-inflicted than it was that somebody put it on him. Like, you could have been Kevin Hart. You didn't want to be Kevin Hart. That's fine. You could have been a different iteration of yourself and didn't even be worried about Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish again, who I don't think is funny at all. But I'm like, why the fuck you talking about her?
Tiffany Haddish is a superstar. Let's not.
Who, Kevin Hart? I would say
Tiffany Haddish, well, whether you put her on or not, she's a superstar. Y'all can debate who put her on or not, but Tiffany Haddish is a superstar.
Right. You know how many people who we think that ain't talented, that don't, that they shouldn't be there, but they're there. I ain't mad at you there. Because once we get there, it's going to be some people like, oh, man, I remember them niggas. Like, did you know the work that we put in? Or whatever. You got to be good. You got to be nice. You got to be consistent. Now, as long as you do those type of things, at least you'll be in the game. The one thing that he isn't is good. Well, or nice. He's good at what he does, but he's not nice in his demeanor of dealing with people. And that will get you away from a job quicker than you not being able to do the part. If you nice and show up every day, they'll find something for you to do. If you talented in the fuck up, you'll be Cat Williams. But then you can't be mad at people who want to show up and follow the rules or follow these people's rules. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to follow everybody's rules. I might be with you, Cat, like, I ain't going to do that. But I'm not going to be mad at the man who does. Especially if there's something they ask him to do is reasonable. And I'm like, they're not asking Illuminati and all this kind of shit, man. Stop it. Stop it with this kind of shit. Stop it. Because you talk about the Illuminati, there ain't nobody pointing at nobody or name the name. So you just as lying as everybody else when you talk about this kind of shit. Until you name a name or point at some specific dates, people, events, you talking about the Illuminati, all these secret parties and all this kind of shit.
So he kind of did. He kind of did. He alluded to Diddy in terms of him
that's
leaving.
Not Illuminati. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's
okay.
Shit they don't want out. You can see, Diddy ain't Illuminati. Diddy just a nigga don't want everybody to know it's free. And he's not Illuminati. He's not.
He's a very freaky nigga.
He's a very freaky nigga.
With a lot of money and a lot of power.
But when you hear Cat, oh, it's Illuminati secret parties. They ain't secret parties. You just got into what they into, so they don't invite you.
Well, wait. So he's invited, and because he clearly said he's there, and what's the name even said that. I remember who was the interview. I mean, I don't want to get too deep into this, but I I think it was Brandon T. Jackson. I heard from that particular interview that Denzel Washington schooled them and said, "Hey, man, it's time to leave before the weird shit start happening. Leave 30, 40 minutes before the weird shit start happening." But that was from his particular interview. Proceed. And like I said, so it's not. This is literally loosely what Cat was talking. I don't know, but that's some different
But
shit.
it's not a. It's
I don't want to. Let's not talk. Let's not say that particular. But it's. Let's say this. Industry scuttlebutt and elite practices, because we don't know. We just know what these higher up individuals that are exposed to are trying to explain to us.
man. You know what, man? Wouldn't you be more sympathetic or empathetic to somebody who's fucked you than somebody who hasn't fucked you? And that's what. I mean, we humans here, right? Both these people are equally talented. But if you party like me and hang with me, regardless, I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt over everybody who ain't our brothers. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
But I don't make these other people less talented than you. That means I fuck with you. Now, we fuck around on the same type of wavelength, right?
Okay.
If we did some things that Diddy did, and some other people didn't do them, we would be on and they wouldn't. I'm going to look out for people that's closer to me and have more bonds with me than I would other people. You could be equally talented and all that kind of stuff. But Cat Williams is not in the club because he don't want to be in the club.
He don't want to be in the
So
club.
you don't get the perks of being in the club.
Cool.
And he made like, I'm still famous, I'm still funny. Yes, you are, but you're not in the club.
Does being in the club constitute, bottom line, like, does being in the club constitute like you in, or like what does being in the club mean to you as a consumer? What does being in the club mean to you?
As a consumer, being in the club means that you may not have a whole bunch of money, but they ain't turning you down for any roles out there. That's what in the club means. Like, we can consider you. We may not hire you, but we can consider you. Cat's not even considered for all roles. So you're not in the club. They're like, you could have been in the club, but you didn't want to act right. And you say it's because of one reason. We say it's because you just was a shitty person to work with. And you try to discredit everything. We just say you wasn't showing up on time. You was acting like a pimp and all this kind of stuff. Which both of them are true from what he like. Now he was acting like an asshole in some things.
Douchebag.
Right, so you ain't even on yet. You ain't even on all the way. And you gonna act like this? Alright, we'll find another one of you. These are just movies. We just want somebody that's nice to deal with. We'll have a fucked up bullshit movie. We'll put it out and put hundreds of millions of dollars in it. Just be nice to us and don't make us look bad. Those are two
Moving
things
on.
Cat Williams will not do.
It's not good at.
I'm not going to do it. All right, cool. So why the fuck we going to give you
Cool.
Richard treatment?
I can dig
You
it.
can be that person. Just don't expect to get with these motherfuckers get over here who gonna be nice to us and don't talk to us and don't fight little kids
Cool.
and fuck up the brand.
Moving on. I thought about this one, man, and this is to me this is critical because I said, "Damn, this is important." Okay, so let me set the stage, right? Listen, remember back in the day when, like, we was in school, or like we always had social classes, right? Whether it's right or wrong or indifferent, you had the challenge kids, you had the popular kids, the jocks, it was social differences, right? This is pre-social media. You throw in social media and we're all co-mingling now, right? We're all in one group. Whereas before we weren't. We were intellectually separated, right? because you had honors classes, you had regular classes, you had slower remedial classes. Does that speak to more of like our social class or our intellectual class? Or are the two interchangeable?
I think the two are interchangeable.
Talk about it. Tell me. Talk about it.
The two are interchangeable. For one, when people try to gauge people's intellect, I think they use some of the wrong metrics, to measure it. Just because they don't know what you know or know what you know fast enough, or they don't learn what you learn, that means nothing. They a lot of people who, like you would say, remedial or in the lecture classes, they can pick up shit. They just not picking up the shit that you teaching. So that's an intellectual thing. Like, man, they probably pick that up. Socially, you don't have to be in a class with a motherfucker. So if you choose to socially show up and hang with a motherfucker, you choose to socially show up and hit that like, it's on you.
Because before it was literally physically showing up at the lunch table.
Right.
Because at the lunch table you could tell a motherfucker, nah, man, we ain't fucking with you. You know what I'm saying? But now it's classification mingling, and should there be some sort of classification, or I don't know how you do it. I'm just saying
intellectually people can get along a lot. Intellectually people make different, but this ain't intellectual. You just said social media. This is social.
This is social gathering.
So why? So there could be some smart people that some dumb late people don't want to fucking be around. Like, man, this is social media. Don't nobody want to hear no motherfucking dissertation. You feel what I'm saying? Don't nobody want to hear that smarty ass shit. That's why a lot of stuff on the internet is pop fast. It ain't long drawn out, long read. Oh, long read, skip. So the intellectuality or whatever you want to call it, that's a school thing. That's not a social media thing.
Has it stopped storming outside or something?
I think so. But that's what I'm saying. Like, social media, you can have all three of those classes in the club. You wouldn't know who's the dummy in the club. The social media is a club. If you go to a club, everybody dance. Who do you know was in remedial classes? Who do you know was in honors classes? That's what social media is, because we ain't doing tests. We ain't studying for nothing.
We just living.
We just living. So if you choose to say, oh, well, these people speak this way, these people speak this way, these people speak this way in reference to intellect, that's on you. But it's, because it's like that. But I'm like, socially, my feeds just show what the shit I'm into. You know what I'm saying? And it's a wide range of things. But I'm pretty sure there are people who have a very narrow timeline. But I would not say that is due to intellect. I would say that's due to your own personal. And with the intellect in school, yeah, they had to be, because you're trying to learn something. Intellectually, you may not be able to learn this stuff right here and right now at the pace that these other people are learning it. Socially, we ain't learning anything. We ain't doing algebra. We not doing essays. Socially, can you show up and keep people engaged? That has nothing to do with intellect. You can be knocking your head on the wall and peeing on the floor. People like, oh man, I got you. So intellectuality on the internet, that's kind of out of it. If you want to slice it up like that, you're doing yourself a disservice, because this is not the place where you separate every motherfucking body, because everybody's here. Mostly everybody's here just to do some shit that somebody say they like. Most of the time, that's not being smart. You feel what I'm saying? That's not being an intellectual. Unless you can intellectually think of something like, shit, that was smart and fucking cool. Most of the time, you just got some cool shit. World star. So, intellectually, maybe we need to be a little separated, because we don't learn the same paces and all that kind of stuff. But socially, when we ain't learning nothing, I think we all can be lumped in together. Now, that could be your own personal preference, who you want to be lumped in with. That's fine. But socially, on social internet, I have all kind of things on my feed. All kind of things on my feed. And I can tell you there's people out there with only like 2 different things on their feed. I'm like, all right, that's a you thing. And I'm not sure if that speaks to anything intellectually. You feel me?
Cool. I was just curious because I looked and I saw something and I thought, the commingling and integration of not only intellectual classes but social intellectual classes. And I just said, you know what? It was interesting, and I thought, like, because I always equated to the lunchroom. You know what I mean? Lunchroom, and as crazy as this may sound, and I don't want this to sound the wrong way, so I'm gonna try to be very. There were special education classes that were established, and some of our friends were in those classes, but they were our friends, so they blended with us socially, but just from an educational standpoint, they weren't on the same level.
Like I just said, now if you take the education out of it, we all the same people. Now it just goes on, what can you do to keep somebody's attention on the internet? What can you do
Cool.
to, so that's why I'm like, if you are a person who say that the internet is one way, I'm like, I have no clue what internet you're looking at, because the internet is literally everything.
Well, yeah, the internet is literally like, I can come into contact with an individual from Bangkok that I would never, ever, in any way, shape, or form, come into contact with, and he may be a psychopathic murderer with, that particular algorithm going with him, and I am a family man, and we could talk about bonsai trees that we both have a common interest in, and I never know that this guy has hacked up 12 people.
Right.
Is that supposed to blend together, or I don't know.
Yeah, why would if you ain't out here killing people and y'all just bond with the bonsai tree, why shouldn't that? Like I said, he could be killing people. The other person could be a remedial student. But you guys bonded on a bonsai tree, which you couldn't bond on in real life, and it has nothing to do with.
I don't want anything to do with that, man.
With school's intellectual,
with a scholastic intellectual level of thinking.
Some type of intellectual to know how to handle a bonsai tree, but that's neither here or there. If you are dealing with someone on the same level they dealing with you, it don't matter. I love dumb stuff sometimes. I can get dumb. There's been people who thought, man, I never thought you had been to college. All right, cool. There's been people that I never thought you'd been in the street. Cool. I didn't graduate from college. But they be like, you speak so fluently and those type of things. I'm like, it don't matter. Those type of things.
Well, we've always been intellectual from a street perspective in terms of, we are now, mind you, even at this particular table, we're 2 different individuals, because I'm from the hood, you a street nigga. A lot of people may not know that, but I'm from the hood and my friends are street niggas and you are one of them. Now, we both grew up with the same sort of influences. We talk the same. We adore the same things. We just took different routes in terms of what we did. But that doesn't necessarily mean intellectually we're different individuals or socially we're different individuals. But in this particular open market that we now are all immersed in every single day that we're in, like I said, I just wanted to ask the question, should there be any sort of differences, or it just begs the question, because if we're
it should be social.
I don't know. And only reason I say this is because I look every day and I see different arguments, right? And I look and Now, mind you, I think to myself, I'm like, damn, like, who is the? I only look at it from like, well, damn, who is this person in real life? Like, would these two people even be commingling without social media? Because I'm from an area where there was no social media.
Gotcha.
So it may be difficult for somebody to be like, well, damn, Coach P, what the fuck are you talking about? You old ass nigga. I'm from an area where there was no social media. So I know what commingling of different, I know what a jock mingling with a non-athlete looks like. I know what a jock and a nerd looks like. I know what a nerd and a mentally challenged individual looks like. I know what that interaction looks like without social media, right? I know what the awkwardness of a personally self-insecure individual looks like as opposed to an individual that, or the cool guy in school. I know what that looks like. But with social media, you don't know who's who. So I just looked at it like, wow, that's interesting. Is it that big a deal? It may not be, but I just thought it was interesting, and I just said, what does that look like?
Well, that was something, I guess when I was in school, and we can move out on that, but I was like, when I was in school, I ain't gonna say proud of myself, but I was very proud that I could move within all the lunch tables.
I tried to. I thought that was fun. Because you know what? I've always, and you know me, I've always prided myself on being a nerd. That's what I am. Listen, as much as we grew up together, I'm your comic book, nerdy, goofy. That nigga know all. Yeah, that nigga Phil know all. Yeah, that's he know all that shit. Yeah. So yeah, but we can move together, and the average eye might not know. Oh, that guy's a nerd, and that guy spent. Or I don't want to say that, but that guy is fucking street certified. Yeah. So the average person might not look at us. If we show the famous birthday picture that I show of you every year, they're not gonna know them two dudes grew up 100% different. But they're the same. As crazy as that may sound, they're the same.
All of us are the same. What differentiates us is the rate that we pick up stuff, and that's what they measure your intellect. How fast you pick up something, you can catch it and then actually turn it into something. You feel what I'm saying? How everybody pretty much socially is the same people. The thing that makes you advance forward socially faster is when you identify those type of things in other people. Oh, okay, if I said this about them, that'll move me forward, that'll move them back. You know what I'm saying? But socially, if they did something cool, it didn't matter how dumb they was or unintelligent they was. Like, that shit is the shit. They just rocked that house. Did you rock that house? We don't give a fuck about you smarty ass nigga. He just rocked that house. So, those type of things socially, intellect plays little. Now, being social online, that's something different. My algorithm is different, so I have some different stuff, but I'll be like,
cool. So listen, it's 9:40, man. We got 15 minutes left. We had the final week of week 18. Let's talk about it, Fresh. Let's talk about it.
okay?
Let's talk about it. Take us into it, man, because I think it deserves its own interaction in itself. We had a national NCAA championship game that played out. Shout out to those still rocking with us, man. It's getting late. We appreciate y'all still rocking with us, especially in a storm. Check us out.
My fault, man. I wish I was cool out until I got that motherfucking Kilroy. Shout out to Bro D-Rock. Shout out to OG.
D-Rock, I was sitting in the car with Baby, man, when I saw you walking in, but we was engaged in an important convo, man. I said, God damn, my baby walking in, man. Shout out to D-Rock. Love you, boy.
Shout out to Molly Bruce always on the chat.
Molly Bruce, what's good, man?
My baby be love from motherfucker. I see you in there, baby. Coach Mike Gallo. Coach Mike Gallo. Keisha, but you always say we ignore you, but we never ignored you since. Every time we pop up, we shout you out. Todd Booker. We need you back on the show, bro.
Come through.
Show, come through. I think I might be missing people, but
That's a polarizing figure right there. We love you, huh? Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Let's get into it fresh. Let's go. Listen, for those that don't know, man, the Fire Nice Experience, man, we are across multiple platforms. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Coming soon, we will be on Sunday nights. The big show will move to Sunday nights, but we will also have a Tuesday night presence.
oh, yeah.
So, with that being said, walk with us on Sunday nights. The entire crew will be back. Shout out to B Mac. Shout out to the Iceman.
As you like to say, Voltron.
We'll be back like Voltron on Sunday nights. Sunday nights will be the night from now on. Tuesday nights we'll have a presence Tuesday night. We ain't gonna forget the Tuesday night crew rocking with us. But listen, big changes, you know.
Big things are going.
But listen, whew, we had a week 18, and what a week 18 it was, bro. Man, want to hear it? Here it go.
Here it goes.
Jeez. All right. Now, with this being said, I want to say that, okay, so, all right. We're going to go through this rapid fire as quickly as we possibly can for some commentary because I want to get to some chest poking out, some bravado, that kind of thing. Yeah, we do that here because I went through a whole season. I ate my shoe some weeks as you ate your shoe some weeks, but there were some weeks where
there's some weeks I had my chest.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure if this is one of them.
Steelers Ravens Saturday. We had some Saturday games. Steelers Ravens 17-10.
Yeah, they snuck past on those games.
Yeah, they snuck them games through. But we picked them though.
Mm-hmm.
Texans Colts.
Colts. I picked the Colts, and then when they go home, and I've been riding with Gardner Minshew all season.
Yeah, you've been mustache friendly all season.
But
I gotta give it to you.
But I was showing enough. I'm like, man, I just couldn't see Houston going into Indianapolis and beating them just because it's a home. They were at home. But if anybody could do it, and I've been giving him his props all year long, and that's the only Ohio State Buckeyes quarterback I would give props.
And he did it. I don't want to take credit for this win because I'm not sure. I got to go back to the records and see who I picked. I'm not sure, so I don't want to take.
You went with D'Amico on that.
I don't want to take credit for a win that I didn't get. It sounds like I picked D'Amico, but I want to go back and make sure to let the record reflect that I picked them before I take credit for it. I don't want to do that because we don't do that, man. It's on record, so I don't want to look like a sucker. Browns Bengals. Bengals dogged the Browns 31-14.
I think I went Bengals just because I was like,
I can't remember, man. Off the top of my head, I can't remember.
Browns though. But I was like, nah, they ain't playing for nothing. I mean, they already was locked
Okay.
in.
So I eat that. I eat that shoe. Lions Vikings. I think I picked the Lions. Lions finished strong.
We went chalk on.
Lions 30-20. That was chalk. Titans Jags. I can't think. I don't know why. I don't know why I would have picked the Jags. Did we go chalk on that one?
We may have, but
I'm gonna hold off reservations on that. I'm gonna hold off on that.
I know I picked the Jags because I picked, the Tennessee Titans to actually win that division, but I
Okay.
actually got off
Okay.
them a while ago.
Okay.
And I was like, at least the Jacksonville Jaguars are going to win that game. But I said it was going to be tough. Just like I thought a lot of games were going to be tough. I thought there's some teams that...
This was tough. 28-20.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
This was kind of tough.
I thought that game was going to be...
But man...
I thought it was going to be switched. I thought Jacksonville was going to win.
Let me paint... Okay, so I know you've had this thing with Justin Herbert about not making the playoffs and not performing. Hey, Trevor Lawrence, now... Let me take my Mike McDaniels off.
Get a little serious.
Yeah, let me get a little serious. Hold, wait a minute.
Oh my God, he got all the way serious, man. He's writing in cursive. He's so serious right now. Wow.
Listen, the Jags fumbled the bag on this one, right? The Jags went into like week 15 with the driver's seat and fumbled the bag on this one. Listen, I'm not sure what head would roll or if they're going to stay pat, but Doug Peterson and Trevor Lawrence seemed like a match made in heaven early until it wasn't.
I've heard they've let go of the offensive coordinator, Jackson.
Proceed. Jets Patriots. Shocked by this one. Thought the Patriots would win this, or I was hoping the Patriots would win this one. The Jets won this on the road. 17-3. Wow, Patriots. If there was a tank involved, you tried, but we did it better than you did. We had a better we got a better division than you did. So we had a better division opponent, and our division opponent actually had something to play for.
Right.
You know, and we did it better than you did. You fucked up by beating Denver the week before. So, you know, and listen, in this one was crazy. Falcons Saints 48-7. What in the hell was that?
I've been going against my gut with both of these two teams for the last 2 weeks. I remember I said, well, damn, I don't know who to pick because these are both the two teams who my gut has been wrong with. They played each other. I said, so my gut is telling me Atlanta.
T1, what up, bro? Love you, bro.
I said, my gut
That's
Atlanta.
that theme song is like that's a bygone era. I remember. Take that and you play that. That's your theme song.
Hey, T Warren. That's a shout out and salute to your neck roll. To your neck roll.
Son, T. Listen, I remember I was in fifth grade. T Warren came out with the two really, really large fucking forearm pads with Tiller Rot on both of them.
Come on, man.
I don't even know what Tiller Rot is to this day, but he had it on his arms. Tiller Rot. T1, what is Tiller Rot? What does that mean? TILLERROT. What does Tiller Rot mean? It was hard. I thought it was the hardest shit ever when I was a kid.
You know what you want?
That shit was hard.
Because I see BBT work.
I don't know what Tiller Rot mean.
Tiller Rot, we need to check in with us, OG. Check in, bro. Check in, big bro.
Moving on. Tiller Rot was the hardest shit I ever heard in middle school. Listen, 48-17 Falcons Saints. Listen, the hardest shit I ever heard, listen, besides Tiller Rot, was Jameis Winston saying we're going to get our back the touchdown and fuck the Falcons. Because if you don't know, that Falcons Saints rivalry is as big as Cowboys Eagles, Steelers Ravens. It's as big as that.
I would say it's not as big as those.
No,
but it is big enough to be significant.
Hold on. If you go down there, it's that big. It's that big. It's that big a rivalry for. I understand why he said fuck the coach, man. We go fuck the Falcons. I understand. I get it. I understand. I get it. That's a thing. That's a thing.
Have they had bounties taken out on their kickers?
That's intimate knowledge, but I'm pretty sure down there may be intimate knowledge of that, because that's intimate knowledge type of thing. Like
the nation knows that knowledge of that.
Cool. Okay. Cool. Moving on. Buccaneers, Panthers, and a.
Yeah,
Hey man, let's
pick the Bucks.
I mean, I think Bucks. I think I picked the Bucks. I hope I picked the Bucks.
I hope you did too.
Yeah, I hope I did, because that would be embarrassing. Bears, Packers. I picked the Pack. I think I picked the Pack here. 17-9, because I've been with Jordan Love.
You have been, and I think I went Bear style.
I think I went Packers.
I don't know why, but I think I went Bear style.
Next game, Broncos, Raiders. I picked Raiders because I thought they would ride the Antonio Pierce wave. It's the vibes. It was vibes. It was vibes. I said Raider Nation riding a strong vibe. Give me Antonio
I
Pierce.
said no problem. I said everything's too good in Vegas. They can't win.
Here's where it got weird though. Eagles, Giants. It got weird, and we both picked the fucking Eagles. And you said,
right here.
and you said. Hold on. What, you said stop here?
Stop right here for a second. Just for a second.
Okay, hold on. Let me appropriately stop here.
I'm just saying. Me being a former Eagles fan than I have been through these years, I have seen my fair share of games, and I've seen how Eagles teams respond to certain things, and I've seen how they don't respond to certain things. I've seen a spiral out of control, and I've seen a mighty, ascension to the top. And they usually look the same kind of ways. They usually look the same kind of ways, depending on when they start in the season. From what I've seen from the Eagles, I'm like, oh, I've been trying to tell people in my Monday morning quarterback, so how did your team do? I'm kind of concerned for the Eagles and like the whole month of December. We good, this and that. And there's been some other people that have been walking with us. Brother Musk, he fucking fired the Eagles. That's another thing.
Why is it so detrimental? Like, man, Jesus Christ.
But when I seen how they was playing, I was like, all right. It looks like they're hurting themselves. And when all of those things added up, like, you got a problematic divisional team.
Do you want me to say it?
Please.
A problematic division rival playing spoiler late in the season.
On top of that, Tyrod Taylor is the best quarterback on the New York Football Giants roster, and he should probably have been playing way before they paid that money.
Well, there was an injury issue.
Right.
If we would not know who Danny DeVito is if Tyrod Taylor had remained healthy.
If I had my way, we wouldn't know who Danny Dimes was this year. But going forward, I was like, I put down all the reasons why I knew the Eagles was going to lose Sunday.
You fought yourself too. You gave an incredibly, and there was
every reason I knew. Just like I just stated here, I was like, I've seen these games before. The Eagles will lose this game. I said, but I'm not going with my gut today. I'm going with something different, and I think the Eagles have enough talented playmakers.
You pulled the ridiculous swerve too. It was a monumental swerve, and I did the whole, for those that in the know and wrestling know, the Swerve Strickland dance. Swerve when I drive, swerve when I. That is, you pulled the ultimate swerve.
Good luck.
You pulled the ultimate swerve, and at the last minute, you said the Eagles are gonna pull it out. Because I said Eagles will win by 7, but it's gonna be tough.
I knew. Whether they won or lost, it was going to be tough. Just because, for whatever reason, when you're looking at the Eagles and you're expecting them to win certain games, that's fine. But when you look at how they was playing, like, they're not just playing like a team that has been playing bad. They've been playing like a team that can't beat teams. And Eagles fans have seen this kind of stuff before. Like, they can't win this game. Matter of fact, if the Giants had a little bit more talent, they would have got stomped all the way the fuck out. Instead of it just being 24-17 to nothing at halftime. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
I've seen that play out so many times in Eagle history. I just thought this time was different, with a different quarterback, with a different head coach, same ownership, but I've seen that game play out so many motherfucking times. I was like, that's not going to happen. And guess what? That shit did happen. It happened like a motherfucker. And I knew it was, I believe more than I didn't.
We didn't think they was gonna whoop the Eagles.
Like, I believed in my heart more that the Giants was going to win. But I couldn't justify it. I was like, man, the Eagles are just better. And the stakes of the game, the Eagles going to pull this out. I said, they can't let this one go. So I don't think they were going to let this one go, even though I really think the Giants is going to win. I've seen this game play out so many times in my life. I don't think the Eagles, especially with their recent play, I don't think they can let this one slide. And I swear we was over Bro Crib, but I was like, whoa, look at the score of the game.
That shit was crazy.
It was crazy. So
I didn't think this. I thought it would be tough, but I didn't think they would. I mean, I don't know. But listen, on another note, moving on. Your favorite team, your favorite player in the NFC West battle that did have playoff implications because the Seahawks pulled off a bad beats sort of victory against the Cardinals, 21-20.
I told you, I like my guy. I said he's not going to make any.
I picked the Cardinals. I thought the Cardinals was going to mollywop these boys.
I said, nah, it's going to be a barn burner. I thought it was going to be a couple more points scored than was scored, but I said, no, it's going to be a barn burner. Kyler Murray ain't going out like that. You still don't know who the guys he was throwing the fucking ball to. All you know is Kyler Murray and James Conner. Shout out to James Conner. Those two people I know on their team, man.
I thought coming off the Eagles game they would be more spirit. They listen. That's not to say that the Cardinals played back. It's 21-20. That could have went either way.
Divisional, problematic.
It had playoff implications. The Seahawks had to win the game. They did their job, but didn't get any help. So moving on. Chiefs Chargers. This was a weird 13-12. What did you have? We both said the Chiefs would win.
I
hope I said the Chiefs. We'll check the records because I don't want a false record. I think I said the Chiefs.
No way I was.
Because I know. Listen, my history with the Chargers.
You know what? Nah, because it might have been one of them funny games because I don't know if Patty Mahomes is playing. Might have been one of them funny games, shake 'em up, shake 'em bags. I was like, if Patty Mahomes ain't playing, well, no, that was what you was saying. I was like, nah, I can't go with East. You know what? I can't go with Easter stick at all. I can't go with that outfit at all. So I think I went with the Chiefs. But yeah, man.
So moving on. Rams, Niners. I thought the Niners would pull this one out. I thought it would be a tough game, though. And it turned out to be a tough game because I figure both teams, the Niners were so good that even resting a lot of players, they would put a competent product on the field. The Rams are still not resting players, but look, man, we need to find out who we need to sign, blah, blah, blah. We in, but we need to go in with some good mojo.
Right.
Niners don't necessarily need mojo. And this turned out to be one hell of a game. Carson Wentz led the Rams to the NFC 6 seed. Carson Wentz.
Sighting.
We have a Carson Wentz sighting.
I'll probably say he might have been fucked up for your locker room. But I'm pretty sure he's just as good, if not better, than a lot of people who have logged starts this year for NFL teams. That's what I will say. I would assume the Jets might have done themselves a little better if they had Carson Wentz on their team, aside from Tim fucking Boyle. Back to Zach Wilson. In fact, he could have did better if Carson Wentz was the backup and it wasn't Zach Wilson. But I digress.
Moving on. Moving forward, Cowboys Commanders. This went according to plan. To my liking. It was good early, and then it wasn't.
It kind of played out how you wanted it to play out.
Yeah, but for me,
keep it close.
listen. I'm gonna keep it. This is how I see this, and I'm gonna keep it a being with you. I don't care about the Cowboys that much to care about winning a game against them that's going to count against us in the NFL draft. This game is meaningless. They had to come in here and win this game, so they did that. It was a tight game early for about a half, and I'm cool with that.
That was good enough.
I'm cool with that. So, they came out in the third quarter and, pulled away. And I was fine with that. I don't want to see my team lose. But in the grand scheme of things, I understand that there are better days ahead. I'll leave it at that. Cowboys, we will see you when shit gets equal. We'll see y'all. We'll see everybody in the division when shit gets equal. Cool.
I just had my Washington Commanders insider tell me that they're looking to maybe finalize a deal with the same guy that was responsible for bringing Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, drafting Brock Purdy to the San Francisco 49ers. Stay tuned, Washington. Stay tuned.
Listen, moving on, and the last game, the marquee game, in my opinion, because of the ramifications on the line. Bills, Dolphins, Sunday night, last game, all the marbles. Bills lose, they're out. The division on the line. Who are you?
Who are you? Let me.
Who are you?
I tell you what, Josh Allen is the roller coaster that we thought he was.
He's the Buffalo Bill. Can we say he's the Buffalo Bill? He's the Buffalo Bills, folks.
He's up. They're arguably the best team.
When it's up, when it's up, it is up, and it's up, and it's up.
When he's down, they're a large fucking team. They have that in the NFL.
And I think we need to start putting a lot of respect on his name in terms of what he carries as far as his franchise is concerned. Can we say that?
Yeah. Now, one thing I didn't bang on Josh Allen, even though I wasn't as quick to anoint him a couple years ago. I was like, I don't want to bang on Josh Allen because, for one, I was like, they don't run the ball at all successfully.
Oh, they have the last 4 weeks.
Well,
5 to 4 weeks.
Before the last 5 to 4 weeks. And that probably was...
They heard you. They heard you.
I was like, he was the running game. When it came to passing the ball, you got Stephon Diggs and some other guys like, shit. I might have to go run 15 yards, 17 yards for this first down instead of throwing it to this guy. So those type of things I always took note of. Oh, he could do those things. Whether he had to do them at the time that he was doing them and fucking up at them, that's to be questioned. But he's a person that can do those things. There are some quarterbacks that can't put on the cape. Now, sometimes...
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Sometimes he puts the cape on like, oh, dog, where you got the cape on? No. No, we didn't need the cape there. Now, some of that had to do, I want to say that had to do with Ken Dorsey. Because for whatever reason, I was like, I'm pretty sure y'all could run the ball a little bit better if y'all just ran the ball a little bit more with a running back. James Cook looks like he's motherfucking doing the damn thing out there. But I would assume he's probably got about 600 yards. If they'd have been giving him the ball or giving the running backs the ball all fucking season long, they probably would have won the division a long time ago. Josh Allen would probably be the because he wouldn't have had all the bullshit turnovers and the losses that go on his wins that he got.
They want it one way, but it's the other way. You want to be this dynamic downfield passing team, but nah, you're a
game managing. To put it, the man never won a game where he had what?
15 pass attempts?
For a man that could put the cape
in a league marquee game.
In a league marquee game, he had 15 pass attempts.
Now don't quote me on that, but it was. That's what it was. Yeah.
For a person who can carry your team and to win a football, or what they thought was the only way you could win a football game was for him to do that. For him to go out and have 15 pass attempts